Collins. Where are you, Patrick? There you go. Patrick's coming up. Patrick's the CEO of thegunfood.com. Patrick Collins is the CEO of thegunfood.com, an economical, pre-processed ammunition supply company, and a contributing owner of Georgia Firearms and Security Training Academy. He's very active in supporting gun rights on the local, state, and national level. He started shooting competitively in USPSA and IDPA leagues. After becoming an instructor, he's instructed in more than 12 states. He's an NRA lifetime member, a certified instructor, and when he's not doing this, he's by training, he's a mechanical engineer. So give it up, Pat. Let's go right on down this way.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good afternoon.
Woo! All right. Yeah, it's a little quiet here. Come on. I want to get a little bit more out of you guys. Come on. We are here. All right. Anyhow, my name is Patrick Collins. I am a lifetime member of the NRA as well as GA2A and many other pro-gun advocacy groups throughout the nation. I'm an accredited firearms instructor. I've taught in quite a few places, 12 states, 5 countries, both executive protection, civilians, all the way up to even some police forces. And over the past 10 years, I have worked with people in arming them, right? So armed individuals, whether it's a executive protector or bodyguard or RBA guy, with how to properly and safely handle firearms. So being an instructor is not an easy task, okay? There's a lot of things that we need to overcome. There's a lot of things that we need to ascertain in the moment. And the students really come to us to seek the knowledge and skills that we can provide them. And it may even save their life, all right? I've had 3 students actually come to me and say, I had either defensive gun use or your de-escalation technique helped save my life, or I avoided becoming a victim. And it's extremely important, okay? So we convey the importance of safety. We explain, the potential use of deadly force and what happens both before, during, and after. And that's a lot of things that people don't think about when they arm themselves. I always tell my students, you never know what your role will play in another person's day. Okay? I want you guys to think about that for a second. You never know what your role will play in another person's day. You might be the hero, you might be the victim. Okay? So I'd like to close on some thoughts here. Seek and get training, first aid training, firearms training, whatever it is. Life is a sequence of varying events, and those events that we cannot control. So stay purposeful, and while we're here on this ride, at least get involved and make a difference. All of us can. So again, my name is Patrick Collins, and I'm the CEO of thegunfood.com.
Elections matter, and they matter at every level, and several folks have mentioned that today, but we often look at our U.S. Senate races, our governor races, congressional races. The school boards are crucial now. We're finding that more and more. Our town and city councils, we're finding more and more. And so some of you who have the wherewithal, now you have the time, you need to get involved in there. We need you involved in there. We need your values coming to that. But we also have some programs, and a lot of times it's our programs that get people involved with us politically. So the NRA's got over 170 programs. It's a huge organization. 125,000 NRA certified instructors training over 1 million Americans every year in firearms safety. NRA-ILA, you heard that mentioned up here today. This past summer, we passed the 33rd millionth child who's been presented at NRA-ILA. Just incredible programs that bring folks to us. You can bring folks to us and then get involved politically. We're not the only ones. USCCA, the DC Project, Gun Food, we've all got programs that we run through there. Our votes are then going to go typically through the Republican Party. But there are Democrats out there, especially at the lower levels of government, who will support our gun rights and freedom across the board. With that, and trying to attract different voters who look not like all of us, but like all of us, That's what we're going to talk about a little bit here today. So what I'd like to start, and we'll just start, Chrissy, with you. What is your organization doing about those first-time firearms owners or firearms owners, period, to bring them over and get them active and actually to be voting members of our movement?
Super. Patrick.
So, as far as the movement is concerned, getting people engaged and involved with it, a lot of people have some type of anxiety or fear against the firearm. As far as the Second Amendment is concerned, you have to somehow quench that. You have to put it away and say, listen, people make irreversible actions every day. Okay? So yes, there will be some bad apples in the batch. Unfortunately, that's the truth of the matter. It's human nature. That's what happens. However, if you follow the 4 fundamental rules, which we all should know here, I'm not going to go over them, but the only type of negligent use or bad use of a firearm is either negligent, criminal, or unjustified, right? That's the only type of bad use of it. We want to praise the heroes that save lives every day with firearms. Law enforcement, military, even the defensive gun use. I'll never forget when I first moved down to Georgia. I'm not originally from Georgia, but when I first moved down to Georgia, there was a lady who lived less than a mile away from my house on the phone with 911. Luckily 911 answered. I've had a call recently and they don't like to pick up all the time. But anyhow, she was in her house with her child. Husband had just taught her how to use a firearm. It was a revolver, 5-shot revolver. That's all she had. She had a door in her bedroom. She barricaded herself in her bedroom, in the closet, hid in the closet with her child, 5-shot revolver. She warned. Get out my house, I'm on the phone with the police. This is all recorded, by the way, 911, all recorded. Get out my house, I'm on the phone with the police, get out my house, they're coming right now. The guy continued to make progress in the house to the point where he was in that bedroom and they were hiding in the closet. She decided to take action on her own and defend herself. 4 out of 5 hit him. She fired through the door. That was it. So there's a lot of justified defensive gun uses that are out there. Unfortunately, the media does not cover it. And I explain that to my students that, hey, not everything is a bad event. I had the opportunity to go down to Houston this year. Unfortunately, someone had made an irreversible decision that is, to take the lives of children and a couple of teachers. And that's something that we cannot control. Even if you take away all of the firearms, you're not going to be able to control the actions of people. So if people want to do harm, they will do harm. And I briefly read last night that there was another shooting in a country that has strict gun control, and as you see, it doesn't work. So gun control is really just a way to say, oh, well, we'll just take them all away from the people, and they'll all get back along together, right? That's not what happens in reality. And so we need to make that reality. I say, fight strong and voice your opinion. Let your politicians know who you are and say, these are my core beliefs and values.
Well, my question is, needs a little context. I've heard about their target demographics. They spend a lot of money on that stuff. I'm wondering how you guys are targeting those same demographics, because they are the majority of the Atlanta area. So besides looking for like-minded people, how are you targeting those people as well?
Patrick, how do you get your message out? How do we do this?
First and foremost, I talk about education a lot as an instructor, and not just along the lines of this is how you use this piece of equipment. It's also about, if your mindset is in the wrong mindset, if you're angry or upset, probably not the best time to use a firearm. But as far as the education is concerned, there's a lot of changing faces in the 2A community, and there's a lot of tech smart folks that are combating those changes. However, they're absent-minded. There's a lot of folks out there that are trying to come up with their own legislation, be all, end all, solve all with one swoop of the pen. We have over 20,000 laws on the books right now. And some of them are very ineffective. In fact, some of them are detrimental to the society and the communities that we live in. So when it comes to helping to detest a lot of these issues that we're having out there, we need to reintroduce critical thinking, problem solving, de-escalation techniques, and true political science. Those are the core fundamentals that will help change how we make people think.
Good, thanks, Kelby.
Well, thank y'all. Look, if nothing else, the DC Project each year travels to Washington, and they walk from House member to Senate member into their offices, making appointments to let them know our story, our values. You can do the same here in the state. For those of you that don't have the wherewithal or the time to go to the state capitol and do that, just as Chrissy said, you do that at the local level, let them know. And it's not just the folks who oppose us, let the folks who support us know that you got their back. And all of that's important. So the more we get involved, the more we're active, the more we participate, the more we get America that's free. That America that we believe in, that does what we know needs to be done for America and for our children. So I encourage you, get on the campaign. If you have not campaigned before, if you've not participated in a campaign, jump on the campaign. You're gonna have the most fun you've ever had, and I'll tell you, if you don't make lifelong friends when you're done with the campaign, you're doing something wrong. Because when you're in the trenches with somebody, between now and November, you get to know them real well. There's a lot of fun, there's a lot of pressure, and you will know them for the rest of your lives. It's a blast. So participate, make some phone calls, do some lip drops, participate with NRA meetings like this, and support leaders like this. So Kristen, Patrick, Adam, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for helping us with the great Kelby, what do we have next? What's up?
We're going to take a break here for our refreshment break and some lunch. So everybody go out there, grab some lunch, come back in. We want everybody seated again by 1:30 if that's okay, and bring your place in here and enjoy the camaraderie. Thank you, Willis, and thank you to our panelists. We really appreciate y'all. And everybody go grab some lunch.